Terminal 2 of Peking Airport. It's time to go back in. Let's go.
Another chance for me to take a leap of faith. I could have given up the entire journey and went back home at this point, but I decided to set another insane goal.
Moscow Airport.
To reach Russia, St. Petersburg without flying back. No shortcuts, no direct planes, just land and sea. Maybe short flights. By the way, it was just a quick layover in Moscow, so I won't be leaving a quick intro on the city. Might want to save it for later if you know you know. So anyways, why am I doing this? Isn't this already so tiring?
Okay, so now it's time to board my flights to... It'll be a 3-hour flight and I will sleep on the plane.
Enjoying this cold weather, and it feels like the times when I was in Poland 2-3 years ago.
So hungry. Finally I got some food.
Once again, I don't know what was in my head. I just finished an extreme trip to North Korea, but speaking of extreme, I got distracted by that.
So €5. I'm paying like $5 for my Vodafone data roaming. Here's my luggage. It should be coming anytime soon.
So I've just arrived at my first stop in Eastern Europe. I'm currently in Romania, outside the international airport, and I'm going to take my Uber to my new place. Riding through the streets of Bucharest, I met my first host, not knowing what to expect, but
Actually blogging while I'm traveling, so that's why.
Wow, it's cool.
we went to the city together and he showed me around to see some of the history and culture whilst I only had a day to spend in Bucharest.
Are we taking the train? Okay. Bristol 1. And we're gonna take a train towards the old town. Should be alright.
By doing this challenge, it felt like a huge reset at the same time, but I still had a long detour to look forward to. Yes, in case you wanted me to confirm, this is the same country where these two brothers are super famous.
Take off.
For someone who hasn't even seen a quarter of the planet yet, I wanted to walk through the history of the ex-Soviet Union without flying through all the countries that I was about to pass in the next couple of days.
Now I'll show you!
We're starting it off with the Little Paris of the East, aka Bucharest. It had its nickname from the inspired French architecture, but everyone knows it more for being the famous Dracula inspired by Vlad the Impaler, who was a 15th century ruler in Romania. The streets were full of grand boulevards, hidden churches. It was really a completely different environment to my previous endeavors, and sadly the stitching on the camera has messed up, but I'll explain later.
Bucharest in 1857 was the first.
Just walked in a restaurant and we're gonna leave.
My host eventually showed me the majority of the old town, which was a great start. I really wanted to slow down and absorb all the rich history of the European feel, but in terms of slowing down, I ran into one of the biggest obstacles of the trip, which involved my 360 camera smashing its glass to the floor. I was very stunned that I didn't even have the camera for even 2 months and it happened, hence the blurry vision with all the edits. At this point, I wasn't even sure if I could find a replacement anywhere in Europe, but I had to ease things off with my host by visiting one of the national art galleries. Maybe it was best that I could deal with a solution later while I had very little time before leaving to another special place in Romania. In the center of Bucharest sits the National Museum of Art, once a royal place, now home to Romania's finest art. Glowing medieval icons, bold Romanian masterpieces, and European legends like Rembrandt and El Greco. It's more than a gallery, it survived bullets during the 1989 revolution and rose again, restored and proud. Although I wasn't the type of person to visit art galleries and museums unless convinced by locals, this was definitely a must-see under one roof.
Nice. They've got way too many buildings here that I need to see in one day.
Dinner was served by my host and we spent the night doing one more thing.
So we're going to a shopping mall, gonna see what's inside.
Like most shopping malls, I was able to see more of the local life. Families and everyday people just having a fun time crowding the malls away from the winter cold. There was even more art to see, like this giant head above me.
Very unusual, but
Time flight and I had to prepare my ticket to the next destination, figuring out where to find a new camera.
no.